and thank you for joining me today at the Open edX Conference 2024. Let's begin by introducing. My name is Volodymyr Chekyrta, and I lead the mobile department at Raccoon Gang, where we push boundaries of educational technologies. I also proudly the mobile Open edX repositories, working to ensure that learning is accessible and engaging. I'm passionate about using technologies to overcome barriers in education, particularly through improving mobile accessibility. That's why let's move on to an important aspect. Accessibility in mobile learning, it's not just a need, but a necessity. Despite advancements, a notable gap remains, especially for visually impaired learners. According to the World Health Organization, around 285 million people worldwide are visually impaired. In the United States alone, according to the American Printing House for the Blind, around 63,000 students with visual disabilities were enrolled in the year 2017. Mobile devices with their visual interfaces pose particular challenges to these individuals. This brings us a question how we can address these challenges. Let's explore some essential features that make mobile learning accessible to all. Color contrast. Proper color contrast help these individuals by making text stand out against background, ensuring that learning content is readable for everyone. Font size adjustment. Ability to adjust font size allows learners with low vision to customize their viewing preferences, ensuring which enhances readability and comprehensions. And screen reader technologies. Technology like VoiceOver for iOS and TalkBack for Android transform text into speech, allowing visually impaired users to receive information audibly. VoiceOver on iOS and TalkBack or Android are more than just features. They're essential tools that enable visually impaired users to interact with their mobile devices. These screen readers describe aloud what appears on your mobile screen, from text content to button labels and even notifications, enable users who are blind or have severe visual impairments to navigate and manage their mobile apps. In the context of mobile learning, VoiceOver and TalkBack open up a world of educational content. They can read text, describe images, charts, and other complex multimedia, making educational materials accessible to all. Practical example. With VoiceOver and TalkBack, people can independently explore course models, listen to the description of visual aids, and interact with quiz interfaces, all designed to be accessible. An adaptive user interface adapts to the needs of all users, including those with disabilities. It's crucial to ensure that everyone can access and benefit from mobile learning. People with visual impairments might struggle to see text clearly, while those with hearing difficulties might miss audio cues. Thankfully, UI design can bridge these voids. High contrast themes, zoom features, and colorblind palette friendly ensures everyone sees information clearly. Alternative text description for images further enhance accessibility for those who rely on screen readers. For those with hearing impairments, closed caption and visual cues alongside audio information become crucial. Limited dexterity shouldn't limit access. Large touch targets, keyboard navigation, and even voice control compatibility empower everyone to interact effectively. Finally, clear and concise language, logical information organization, and breaking down complex tasks make technology more user-friendly for people with cognitive disabilities. Let's move on and discuss why color contrast is not just a design choice, but essential for accessibility. Visualize trying to read light gray text on a white background. It's difficult for many of us, and even more for those with visual impairments. The WCAG guideline provides clear criteria for color contrast to ensure that all users can access information. Adhering to this can prevent frustration and improve content accessibility. Great news for accessibility. Last year, Raccoon Gang, Axim Collaborative, and Schema Education joined forces. Thanks Axim for funded contribution number 28, we were able to implement basic accessibility features in OpenEdX mobile projects. This is a big step towards making education more inclusive. Now let's explore how easy it's add and maintain a screen reader feature to your application. Our goal is to remove small UI elements and make clickable area larger. It's not really readable for you, but I'll try to explain. So, in the first example, we transform the complex course card view into one accessible object and provide relevant information by tap on it, like in these two lines. And in the second example, we address the same task, but with the sign in button. Shifting our focus to the foundational principles, imagine an educational platform that everyone can use. That's the goal of accessibility. And here are the key principles. Can everyone see and hear it? Text description and audio alternatives, all users need options. Easy to use for everyone, touchscreen, voice control, and different ways to interact are essential. Clear and understandable, plain language, logical design, make it easy to grasp. And work with everything, standard technologies and wide device compatibility ensure everyone can access it. These principles ensure inclusive learning, not exclusion. We cannot leave anyone behind. Oh. Yeah. Finally, I'd like to conclude by saying that accessibility, it's a bridge to education for millions with disabilities. Today, we explored the critical role of accessibility in mobile learning, from understanding basic concepts like color contrast and font size adjustment to implementing advanced features like voiceover and talkback. I urge each of you to take these insights back to your team and start with 4 foundational principles: perceivable, operable, understandable, and robust. Remember, making your education more accessible means opening up your content to a broader audience. It's not only moral imperative, but a strategic advantage. Thank you all for your attention and engagement today. Join the OpenEdX community and Raccoon Gang on this journey to create a future where learning knows no barriers. Thank you.
Thank you, Volodymyr. The plan says no questions after a lightning talk, but we have 2 minutes, so if there are any questions.
Yeah, is there any questions? That's fine, yeah.
Right now that accessible features are implemented in the platform?
Right, in mobile application, right, we implemented it.
Only in mobile, not in...
No, I believe like the OpenEdX platform fully compatible with all accessibility guidelines, yeah? Can someone approve it? Yeah, I see hands, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Probably,
I hear nothing.
Thank you.
Literally.
Yeah, mostly the platform is accessible, but you have to use it in the right way. And also one of the big issues that we face is when course teams don't have notion about accessibility and other issues, and they build the content that is not going to be accessible. So even though if we have a platform that is quite accessible and you have the engineers and the front-end developers and so on and so forth that are able to push into accessibility direction, then we face the problem with the course teams. So there's a lot of things that we should be aware. And for instance, in Portugal, in our platform, I'm gladly to have Sandro in the team because he knows a lot about accessibility. but we face usually the problem with the course teams. Yeah. You're welcome.
Do you recommend some tool to automatically test to check if you apply the standard?
Yeah, like systems like iOS and Android provide some special developer tools to test accessibility for when you miss some point to edit accessible or something like that. So it's like a bunch of tools that's not really usable, and you cannot rely on them like on 100%. You still need like manual testing, but that helps a lot. Okay, thank you everyone.
And thank you, Volodymyr, for such a wonderful presentation. And next up we have Andrés for talking about surveys.
Here, the Open edX conference. This is my first time, so I'm very excited to be here. I'm gonna present you the enhancing edX using survey reports and AI. I hope you enjoy. So for this talk, I'm gonna start by explaining what is the survey report app. I'm gonna say why is it important for the Open edX community. Then we will see a little overview on the settings and the admin banner. I'm going to show you a quick demo on how it's used on the Django admin. And then I'm going to show you some possible data improvements using AI and data modeling. So first of all, I'm going to explain you what is the survey report app. Mainly, it's a Django app that is included in the core. It's been here since the Palm version, so everybody can just look at it on the admin section. It was founded by Axim, and it was written here in EduNext. It mainly sends anonymous data, so you don't have to worry about it. And it can be managed by admins and any user that has access to the Django admin interface. Here we can see a quick overview of what data is sent. So it's really simple at the moment. It's only sent like the number of courses, the number of learners using the site, the total number of learners in total, and the enrollments. Then we have an empty dictionary by default. It's called extra data. And depending on what the administrators want to send, we can send any additional context. I put some information there, but here you can send anything that you want. So now I'm going to explain why is it so important. So this is all taken from the annual report of 2022. It was published in 2023, and we can see that the platform has been growing constantly. We had at the moment 4.5K deployments, 77 million registered users, and 70K courses hosted. However, this data is kind of incomplete, let's say, because we got this data by doing surveys into like 86 providers and doing some searching of the sites that had the Powered by Open edX sites. So there's a lot of data that is missing overall. By citing the annual report, we say that servers cover less than 10% of the total data, and all-time registrations data cover less than 50% of the reality. So survey report is an answer to just close this gap, and it's very important to improve all these data points. Now we will show you some quick overview of the settings found on the survey report. These are found under the common settings file in the LMS, and this can be modified in case you don't want to send something or really like send whatever you want. So first of all, we have the survey report endpoint. This one has a Zapier link that is the endpoint where the data is going to be sent. This really shouldn't be modified, but it's there. Then we have the anonymous survey report. By default, it's in false, but if you put it into true, you can send this data without showing the name of your site. Then we have survey report enable. This one is by default true, but if you put it on false, you won't see anything and you can forget about the survey report completely. Then we implemented 2 extra settings. The first one is the check threshold. This one was created because we implemented an admin banner not too long ago that it was showing every time that you logged in. But once you send the report, then it checks to this variable and it says, well, if you sent a report within these 6 months, then we won't show you this banner anymore for that amount of time. And then we have the survey report extra data, which is an empty directory, but you can send any data that you need or you want. So here is the admin banner. Some of you might have seen it, some of you love it, some of you might not like it. What is there is just like a complete, it's a simple message that explains why the banner is there, why it is so important. And it has another link for you to just click and go to the section that is relevant to the survey report. It has 2 buttons. It has the dismiss button and the send report button. If you send a report, obviously you will send the actual report, and if you click on dismiss, it will just disappear. So here we have a quick demo on the Django admin. I think it's, well, it was supposed to be a GIF, but you can see the idea. Once you click on the button, this banner is gonna just scroll up. It's gonna be a nice animation saying that thank you for your contribution, for sending the report, and then it's gonna disappear. Here you can see like the section of the survey report on the Django admin, and we can see that it has the total courses, the total learners, the total enrollments when you send this report, and the state of the report. Originally, it had generated, sent, and error state, but right now we defaulted to sent because before you could generate it and then send it later, but we found out that it was maybe a better idea to just send it once you generated the report. Now I'm going to talk about some data improvements for the survey report data impacts. So we had a little exercise here at EduNext. We did some site profiling on various sites that we had on a database created with built with, and we did a lot of site profiling. We found out that there was a lot of data that was missing, or we couldn't really identify if those sites were like OpenEdX or not. But I think that if we use survey reports, it could be a really nice idea to just overcome that problem that we had. Also, we saw that maybe not a lot of people are using the extra data setting, because you have to go inside the common file and do a lot of tweaking, so a lot of people are not using this setting. And we believe that if we use more extra data, we could improve those statistics. And yeah, we did a lot of web scraping. It was really, really tedious, to say the least. But we had a good idea of what sites were OpenEdX, and also like another data, like the language was being used, what country was that site from, and a lot of other data. Also, I think we could use some AI to improve this data. We also did like, I'm referring to another talk that we had here, the global footprint talk we had. Um, we used RAG, or retrieval augmented generation, to find like the vertical on a lot of these sites. We basically just connected some queries to ChatGPT, and we had a lot of insights on how big the company was, what vertical it was from. So we had this database that was improved by using AI. And then I think that we could use some large language model or NLP techniques to improve the sightings of the sites. So we could use sentiment analysis to see if the users are really happy using the platform, or we can maybe use text classification to just find topics around the sites. So there's literally a lot of creativity that we can use if we only improve the data that we can see publicly to the platform. And finally, I put some links of interest, and really I want to invite you to use more the Survey Report app, or join Slack. We have a little channel dedicated to the Survey Report app, and you can just write there, see if you need something, or if you need changes of some sort. So that will be it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Man. So the next one, yeah, he's perfectly on time. But no time for questions, unfortunately. But you can hang around and we can ask questions later once it's done. I mean, all the talks are done. Yeah. Okay, with that, the next one up is Maria. Please.
To 10 minutes. Oh my God, I love my presentation. Okay, perfect. Let's do it this quickly. Okay, perfect. Hello. Thanks for being here. My name is, My name is Maria Fernanda. I am software engineer at edX. I like to see your face. I don't want to, okay. I am software engineer at edX, also a core contributor and OpenEDX Commerce WordPress plugin maintainer. And I will talk about OpenEDX e-commerce, the current status of the e-commerce service, the alternative we have today to sell our courses. I will go deeper about the WooCommerce integration project, and I will finish with what's next. Oh my God. Okay, perfect. Right now we have an e-commerce service. There is an e-commerce repository that contains the code for doing that, and if you are using the tutor as an OpenEDX distribution, you are going to have, you have a tutor plugin called Tutor e-commerce that allows you to use the e-commerce service in your platform. But we have several problems with this service. It's difficult to configure, it's difficult to maintain, and we also have problem because e-commerce use Django Oscar, and Django Oscar drops support from MySQL, and like in summary, is difficult, and right now the status is under maintained, and we want to deprecate. As we want to deprecate the service, that leads to two projects. The Commerce Coordinator under to you, but that project changed their focus for their own necessities, and another project that is integrate OpenEDX with a third-party commerce that allowed us to sell our courses, but with not so much complexity we have in this case. We did a research about the requirements we need for the commerce, and there are several. We need to have a secure e-commerce. Sometimes we want to integrate with analytic tools, payment processor. Sometimes we want discounts, coupons, and it's difficult to implement this and have a flexible and extensible option as, for example, integrate OpenEdX with WooCommerce is a good path. I will talk about the alternatives we have today to sell our courses. I said before that we have the OpenEdX e-commerce service. You can use it, but it's in process of being deprecated, and I don't recommend their use because it's going to be deprecated. It's difficult. So another option you have, but I am not so comfortable saying this, is modify the code, but it goes like in a different way that the community wants to go. That is extensibility of plugins, and it could be like tricky and a bad technique. Another alternative we have is use WooCommerce integration. I will talk a little more about it, and other integrations you are using. But I want to encourage you, I know it's the word, to share how you are selling your courses in the community, because we have the OpenEdX e-commerce, but we want to deprecate it. And the WooCommerce integration is relatively new, and we don't have enough feedback for the community to really replace the actual e-commerce. And for that reason, I want to make you understand better the WooCommerce integration option. You can try it and give feedback, comment, try another integration, so we can finally deprecate e-commerce. That will be ideal. So I will talk a little more about WooCommerce integration. I want to start saying that you need to think for WooCommerce. WooCommerce is a plugin for WordPress, and you need to have like two things: your OpenEdX LMS platform, and if you are going to use WooCommerce, you are going to need a WordPress page. A WordPress page that you could use as your product catalog or your course catalog, and you need to install WooCommerce that manage all of the e-commerce actions and features. And with the e-commerce integration, we create an output of the WooCommerce integration project was the OpenEdX WordPress e-commerce repository. That is a plugin, it's a WordPress plugin that allows you to connect OpenEdX with WooCommerce and your WordPress. What does that mean? It means when someone buys something in your platform, in your WordPress platform, that trigger and generates an action generates a request in your OpenEdX instance, and create an enrollment if the payment processor was confirmed. Okay? Right now, today, we have the repository OpenEdX WordPress e-commerce that contains the plugin. We have documentation about this plugin. We have also a discovery document and a video demo in this course. I put the link here. At the end of the presentation, I have a QR, and you can download the presentation and enter in every link I put. And yeah, I want to show you the flow here. This is a sequence diagram of purchase using WooCommerce integration. A customer starts an order, then when the checkout pass, the payment processor needs to send a confirmation for WooCommerce, and then that trigger that our plugin creates an enrollment in our LMS and send again a signal that the enrollment is created. In between our plugin and OpenEdX, we are using the APIs from OpenEdX, the official ones. And if you have another integration, you can use whatever you want and make a request to OpenEdX. I want to mention quickly a quick start for doing this. Right now, the the OpenEDX Commerce WordPress plugin is not in the WordPress marketplace, but is in process of being in the WordPress marketplace. We are working on that. Right now, you need to enter in the repository, download the seed version, go to your WordPress page, and install in the plugins tab, add the plugin and activate the plugin. And the other thing you need to do to have this configure is you need to add the information for generate a token to be able to request to OpenEDX. And you need only to fill the OpenEDX domain of your platform. You need to have a client ID and a client secret. You can ask them for your development team or your operation teams. And with that, you are going to have your token that the plugin will use for doing the request between OpenEDX and the plugin. And another thing you are going to need to do is create a product and check that is an OpenEDX course. If the customer put into a cart a product that is an OpenEDX course, that will generate the request, and you can the plugin do it automatically. You also can do it manually. You can with the plugin you have a tab when you have the register of every enrollment that was performed before, and you can create enrollments, edit enrollments, get information about the enrollment, and you can also create a soft unenrollment. Soft unenrollment is half an enrollment, but with the flag is activate in false. It's like enrollment not activated. And yeah, that's what is working. The plugin allows you to have this workflow, like the purchase workflow automatically, but also the refund process also. So yeah, I invite you to try it, to please give us feedback to improve this and make this more usable and more to cover the necessities of the community. To finish deprecate e-commerce, please. But yeah, in what's next, I want to make a quick reflection. Right now, I feel like I am in a limbo because we have these two big options. I figure two big options. Using the old e-commerce, but it's kinda deprecated, and use this WooCommerce integration, but it's relatively new, and we don't have enough feedback to really say we can replace e-commerce. So I need you, okay, perfect. I need you to try it, or if you have something you want to see, please stay in contact, interact. I put here the discuss. We are talking about e-commerce in Discuss, in Slack. I put the main repositories and the links you have in Discuss, the Sell Your OpenEDX course with WooCommerce. In that post, I publish all the information for the project and a video demo and the discovery, and in that link is everything. And the other one is the documentation. The documentation, you can find the documentation in the repository. Yeah? Yeah, that's it. This is a QR code. If you want to take a photo, you can download the presentation and have access of all the information. And you can reach me out. You can find me in the conference and ask me, or for Slack or wherever. I am maintainer of this plugin, and I am happy to help you. Thank you very much.
Hey, hello. So, and the next talk is just going to be a video because the person couldn't make it to the conference. So,
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I'm so glad to speak to you through this video. I thought I could be able to make it to the conference, but unfortunately things did not go well related to my visa. So I'm really sorry, but I'm glad that you can hear or you can listen to me through this video. Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to first present myself. Okay, good. So my name is Justin Paluku. I'm from Democratic Republic of Congo, from the eastern region of the country. Yeah, and I'm currently living in Uganda as a refugee for 12 years. Yes, 12 years now. It's a quite long time. Yeah, but yes, yeah, I'm here. Okay, good. So it was my pleasure to be selected for this Open edX conference, which is not opportunity given to many refugees, of course, but unfortunately, again, I wasn't able to travel to make it to the conference in person. I hope next time I'll be able to make it physically if I'm given the chance again, then it will be my pleasure. Okay, thank you so much. So I'm going to talk to you about something today which is so important in refugee life and other areas which have poor internet connectivities. Yes, my topic is about offline edX functionalities in refugee settlement and poor internet connectivity areas. Yeah, so why did I come up with this topic? Because I know what has happened to me, myself as Justin, and how edX has improved my life. Yeah, so I'm going to maybe give you a short story, yeah, so that you can understand why I chose to talk about internet connectivity issues in refugee camps and in other areas. Yeah, first of all, before I give you my story, I'm going to talk to you about Up with Africa. As you can see the logo down, so Up with Africa is an organization that I have created with my other fellow refugees just after benefiting from a scholarship from GRS, Jesuit Refugee Service, and from online courses from MIT Refugee Action Hub, which is now MIT Emerging Talent. So we have come up to create Up with Africa. So it is a very good impact for us, and we are happy that we are also supporting other refugees to access remote education. Okay, yeah, so coming back to my story, yes, as I've said, I'm from Democratic Republic of Congo, where I was forced to flee in Uganda because of war and security in my country. Yeah, now I'm living in Uganda for 12 years. When I arrived here in Uganda, I faced many challenges related to my education because I could not speak the language that I spoken here in Uganda. You know, in Congo we speak French, is a French-speaking country, and I fled the country after just completing my high school. Then, of course, I always want to continue with my education, have as better as possible education. Yeah, so facing these challenges here in Uganda, it was terrible, very terrible. Imagine you reaching a place where you cannot be able to speak with people, you cannot be able to, let me say, to play then with people or to do anything because of just the language. They are speaking, but you cannot hear. they speak the local language, which is Luganda. You cannot hear it at all. So that was one of the biggest challenge I faced here in Uganda until I got an opportunity of playing football, because I used to play football in my country of origin. Then I went to a pitch just to play. You know, football is a common language. You just come and you can start playing without talking. So that's where I start connecting with people, and it's where I was able to find someone who could speak little Swahili, which is my mother tongue. And from that person, it's where I start connecting with people. So that guy showed me a center where I could go for my English lesson. And that was unfortunately in a church. This is small church of refugees again, where they are helping refugees just to learn English, which I could not find by myself. So I went to that class for 3 months. Unfortunately, we were studying with children of 5 years, 6 years as adults. So imagine things could not be easy for us to learn, but we had no options. That was the only option we should have, unless you want maybe just to struggle. So we did our first. We could speak that little English. Then after times, I went for computer training for 3 months. After the 3 months, I got an opportunity to start volunteering, teaching other refugees the basic computers and computer skills in Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, and introduction to internet. And that's where I started my life as a refugee in Uganda. Although I wanted to join university, but that wasn't possible because I had no support, no fund. So things was not easy. Even finding food or health facilities was still a big challenge. Yeah, I remember we got just a guy who was driving in East Africa, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania. So he gave us an opportunity just to stay with him, keep his properties whenever he could travel. And he used to give us like about $15 per month just for food, me and my friend. So we could see how to manage that money, you see, even save a little of it so that we could survive, because we never knew the future. He might say tomorrow, I'm no longer gonna be with you, so find your own way. So it was terrible. It was very terrible. But out of this story, I was not discouraged. I had a dream to be able to achieve something. And I thank edX for creating this opportunity, this platform, because edX has changed my life. How did I discover edX? Yes, it's from the MIT Refugee Action Hub, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Refugee Action, Emerging Talents. So that's where I discovered edX. I just applied for computer and data science for the MIT, and good enough, I was also selected among the other applicants to do the course online. And I completed the MIT course online successfully, where I was graduated with a certificate. So after the course, what was something important to me was this edX platform, because before I could not imagine like there would be a platform like this to learn such valuable skills at academic level. Then this was like, oh wow, I think this is a solution to my life. And I really felt it. I enjoyed learning on edX. and even up to now, I'm still doing more courses on edX because it has transformed my life. It has given me a dream, like to become a bigger person. Yeah, and to learn more to improve my education because it was challenging accessing education here in Uganda as a refugee. And this happened to many young refugees. That's why I applied to speak in the Open edX conference to show that if edX could improve their platform for refugees who do not have access to internet, could also benefit from this platform. Yes, so I really thank again edX for coming up with this wonderful platform that has transformed my life, and I believe it's going to transform life of many other refugees and people living in poor internet connectivities. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, coming back here. So you see, education is so important for personal development and for communities. As I have given you a short story of myself, living in a refugee camp is very challenging. You have almost no access to education. The environment is challenging. So I think edX is the best solution to provide education in refugee camps and in poor internet connectivities. Why? Because this does not need a lot of effort. You just need to have a computer or a smartphone and need access to the edX courses. That's all. From there, you can be able to improve your education, your skills, and hope to have a better future. Yeah, so quality education for refugees has been a song for many years, and I believe internet could be a good solution maybe to this problem. But again, there is a very poor internet connectivity in refugee camp where people cannot be able to easily learn online. Yes, so that's why I'm talking about this edX. If the edX platform could be improved to add more functionality so that people like in refugee camps or in poor internet connectivities could have access to this course, not just downloading the course, because people may wish to download, but the internet will not allow them to download, or they will not have more storage. So it will be nice to improve the platform so that people can have access to it offline. Yeah, I know with technology everything is possible, and with all engineers listening to me, they can come up with a solution and find a way. Yeah, you see, this is a picture of myself in Naki Valley refugee camp, where I just brought this as a journey where a child is born in a refugee camp, has no access to basic education, or if it's there, it's not really education at all or quality education. And the child will grow 20 years in living the camp, even 30 years. Many people have been in Naki Valley for more than 20 years. People are born there, they grow, they get married there. So you see, but I think we should do something related to education to these people, accessing the online learning and improve themselves so that they can also be able to work online, like work remotely. Like this is the solution we're bringing to refugees as Up with Africa, providing skills with technologies and see how they can be able to access to job online. Yeah, so please join us if you would like. Yes. So this is another picture of children who were born in refugee camps and they have now grown. Now they have almost nothing to do. So because people are quiet, keep talking stories, but they are not coming with solution which will help these people who are born in countries or in the refugee camp, or these people who grow in the camp have no hope. They don't know what to do. At least me, I was lucky to know about MIT Refugee Action Hub. I was so lucky to know about the edX platform, how I can even access the course by myself and start learning. I feel like I was lucky, but many young refugees do not have this knowledge, do not have opportunities to expand or to develop their skills, do not have even internet or computers to teach themselves. So because education in the camp, in refugee camp, youth cannot rely on it to be open. So talking about edX, I think this is the best solution to provide quality education to refugees and to people living poor internet connectivities. Yeah. So I hope you get something from my message. Although it's through video, I wish I'll do it via in person. So my takeaway today is I believe that offline edX functionality is a valuable solution to deliver education in areas which has no internet or with a very poor internet connectivities. I believe in the capacity of edX to be able to develop this solution which can be really significant to improve education access to many communities in the world. And I'll be happy to hear that these functionalities have been implemented by the Open edX. That will be my biggest happiness, because I believe this will change many lives in this world, and edX will be one of the biggest platform to impact education in our world. Yeah, thank you so much. This is my short talk and my short presentation. My name is Justin Paluku again, co-founder director of Up with Africa. You can be able to search about us through that link. Thank you so much for listening to me. My last message is, please, if you have any way to support a refugee accessing to online education or to improve their life, please do so. Don't wait and just do it now. Thank you so much and all the best.
So that's everything. And I think we have 5 minutes before the next talk starts. Any discussions, questions for the speakers who came before this? No? Do you have any questions for the speakers who presented just before this? Sure. Oh, okay.
Thank you. Yeah, like we have a great plans to how to integrate this new e-commerce system to the mobile, like in next quarter. And like I'm curious how we can extend all this system with mobile processor, like to add in-app purchases, like to acknowledge them on the Apple and Google system and integrate it somehow in one like ecosystem of WooCommerce and OpenEdX. I believe there is no short answer. Yeah, like.
Yeah. Well, I understand the context, but I didn't understand the question, the main question. Can you repeat it, please?
I mean, okay. The short question is like, how expandable is WooCommerce?
Yeah, perfect. WooCommerce is an open source technology, and you have plenty, several plugins and extension. You need to stay in your computer, search if some plugin can help you with what are you looking for. I know, for example, you have like Google Pay, Amazon Pay, you have plugins for taxes, you have plugins for Google Analytics, you have plugins for connect the orders with emails, with MailChimp or something like that. But it's like, it's a long list. You need to search what are you looking for,
Yeah. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
That's everything. That's all. Thank you.